We are live, alive, and kicking. We're just setting up our OFP here, so just 1 second. There we go. There's Raleigh-Durham to Orlando. And the scene switcher is done. Yeah, we are ready to go. Excellent. We are flying from Raleigh-Durham to Orlando, about an hour and 20 minutes. Wheels up to wheels down. X-Crafts Embraer E175. V2. V3 coming out this year sometime. Fingers crossed. We are on VATSIM. Looks like we have some traffic around. Let's take a peek around the airport. We got a guy up there. Don't know what he's doing. He's got some dodgy livery as well. Actually, it's Allegiant. All right, we'll jump into the cockpit, obviously. And let's not mess about. We are connected to VATSIM, obviously. And let's take a look at our flight plan for about 60 seconds. Gotta time myself. Republic 5662 in the Delta livery. November 213 Juliet, Quebec is the aircraft. Cost index is not really simulated in the aircraft, so we can ignore that. We have an air distance of 496 nautical miles. And estimated takeoff weight 70,500 pounds roughly, with a zero fuel weight of 61,700. We'll be climbing to cruising altitude of 360. Wheels up to wheels down, about 1 hour and 18 minutes. A block fuel of 9.2 thousand pounds to get us there. We'll only be burning about 4.5 thousand pounds of fuel. The route will be on the Rosbo 5 with the Rosbo transition, and going into Orlando Leopard transition for the Get Out 1. And Orlando's landing south right now, so we'll see what runway we are given if we do have ATC there. We're about the block times because I never get those right anyway. We have 68 packs of a possible 76, and we kind of gone through the weights already, so this is just a kind of a weight, a summary weight sheet, if you will. I'm gonna go through the more minutia of the flight plan there. Winds, top of climb winds. So the climb out winds are going to flight level 360, 350. So winds are very light actually. Even at cruising altitudes. And when we start our top of descent, winds are very light. So it should be very, presumably smooth. Hopefully not too much turbulence. Get some weather information. Here we go. Departure, Raleigh-Durham. Surface port is thunderstorms and rain in the area. This was at 1821 Zulu, so I think that is, don't know what time it is Zulu right now. 18, so that is actually, time to do the local conversion here. Yeah, so that is 18, so that's 6, 7, yeah, that is only 20 minutes old. I don't see any thunderstorms and rain in X-plane right now. Altimeters 299 or 4. Occasional lightning. Southeast to south thunderstorms. Southeast to south moving east. Okay, so we will be departing a little bit. We might be going in behind them naturally. And expecting to land at approximately, if I go back up to my times page, at 2033 Zulu. So what will things in Orlando look like at 2033 Zulu? Do we have anything? Got 2100 Zulu. So winds hard from the south, 12 gusting 18. And showers in the vicinity. Clouds at about 4,000 bottoms. And the unlikely event we have to divert to Fort Lauderdale. We are also looking at, don't give me a lot of TAFs, do they? Winds from the southeast, 15 knots. Visibility 6 miles. It's kind of hazy. Cloud bottoms 3,000. Okay, so it's enough of the flight plan. Get things rolling with the overhead here. Battery 1, battery 2 on. Theater tests. Oh, why wouldn't it bring up, I guess, the windshield heating? They don't get no lights, eh? The GPU doesn't get no light? Anyway, can knock all these down. Dome can go off. Silence that alarm. We'll not be using the GPU today. We'll just go straight to the APU. Emergency passenger, emergency exit lights armed. Passenger signs on. Fire test. Okay, you can clear that. Wait for the ECAS messages to clear. That's fine. Start up the APU. Gotta wait about 3 seconds for that box to appear. And go to start. Windshield wipers off, that's good. External lights, nav mode. Excuse me, external lights, navigation lights are on. Everything else is off, that's right. Hydraulic switches are good. Electric pump A is off in system 3. Electric pump B is in auto, that's fine. Pressurization panel looks good. Windshield heat is on. Ice protection is in auto. And we should have screens coming up now. APU is on the bus, and True 1, True 2, and True Essential is live. Okay, so overhead is good enough for now. We'll just have a look at the center console, make sure throttles are indeed idle. Speed brake is retracted, flaps are at 0. Take the marker off. DHF1, that's fine. Roll trim and pitch trim are fine. Engine start switches are in stop position. That's good. Just get our charts up here. Kilo Romeo Delta Uniform. Get the airport chart up. Put the old route in here. Hey guys. Cycle Agent has just departed off of 23 right. We'll be going over to 23 left. Oops. And I think I accidentally closed the Raleigh-Durham thing. So we've got Rosbo 5. Maybe we have somebody landing here as well. Shall we take a look at that? Thought we had somebody landing. Oh no, somebody landing. It looks like there's a Delta on the ground. No, there should be. Oh, I'm in the wrong. Oops. On the wrong Lufthansa, eh? Squawk code 3636. Let's put that in. And let's get some squawk code is in. And let's get the radios sorted out. Get the METAR for Raleigh-Durham. And get the CTAF. 127.45. Yikes. Okay. Sort out the rest of our charts here. That's all we need for Raleigh and then Orlando. Get out one coming in from Leopard, ending at Banya, 7,210 knots. Approach. I believe 17 left would be a little bit more preferable, is that is the side the Delta gates are at. And the airport chart 20-9. And we'll just take a look at that one more time. We don't get the gates there, okay. We'll have to get the parking gates. Airside 4 is going to be us. And we are expecting gate 73 on arrival. So that's good. Got all the charts we need. Got the APU running. Take a look at the environmental control system. Things look good there. Let's load up our flight plan from SimBrief. When does this AirX cycle? It's actually still kind of new, actually. So route Kilo Romeo Delta Uniform to Kilo Mike Charlie Oscar. 01. We are Republic Airways, so Brickyard 56. 62. Activate. Departure. Runway 23 left. No, it'll actually go 23 right. I've changed my mind. Rosbo 5. Apply. Activate. Arrival. Plan for 17 left. ILS. Banya. On the get out 1 from Leopard. And apply that. Activate. And we'll cycle through. Eager 2,500 or above, and then Rosbo. Initial climbs, climb on an assigned heading. Vectors to cross Eager at or above 2,500, then on track 182 to Rosbo. Maintain 6,000 for jets, so we can sort that out. So Eager, Rosbo, slit. Heading south, there we hit Leopard. We'll see the constraints when we actually put the but they don't actually show the constraints here. And they really should. Even if this is not on the real aircraft, but you know, the constraints will populate here on the flight plan page when I put in my weights, so let's do that now. So weight and balance, so according to our flight plan we had 0 fuel rate 61,700. And block fuel's 9,200. Request that load sheet. Okay, we'll load the airplane. Get rid of the jetway. And go to our perfect init page. Alternate fuel is Fort Lauderdale is 2181. Cruising altitude is 360. Average winds are 306 at 10. ISADEV is +12. 0 fuel weight is 61,700. Fuel is fine. Takeoff CG was 18.1. And next, those climb, cruise, descent speeds are fine. Plenty of runway. We will do a takeoff 2. ATTCS will be on. Environmental control systems, the packs will be on. The temperature here is 31. Hello. anti-ice is off and flex is not simulated, so we'll hit enter on that. And I think when we go to our flight plan page now, you can see everything populated, which is a good thing. We do want that to happen. So we'll do our takeoff performance calculations. Raleigh-Durham. I'm going to go 23 right on the departure. Winds are 309 knots. Temperature's 31. QNH is 2994. I need to set that. Takeoff weight 7,900. $70,000. We'll be a bit lighter than that. We're going to go 70,700. We're going to go takeoff 2, flaps 1, compute. Okay. We can send that to the FMS because I'm just lazy. I want to take it. DLK. Load V speeds. Data set takeoff 2. FMS takeoff. Winds 300 at 9. Okay. Flaps 2, that's correct. Everything looks good there. Takeoff. Trim is 3.5, so I'll set that now. However, flaps should be 1, guys. 1. Takeoff init. Takeoff. Oops. Takeoff. Flaps 1. There we go. All right. Pitch trim is now back to up 4.0. That's fine. On the flaps 1. Okay, so we are cool with all of that. And yeah, we are basically ready to push. We got the weight. I'm gonna set the altimeters to 299er for this 299er 4, is it not? 299er 4 indeed. Okay. Okay, run through some checklists here. Maintenance status, we'll assume we took the look at the book. So let's check cockpit emergency equipment. I saw the things behind me. That's good. Checked overhead panels. Checked hydraulic panel. Pump 3 off. Checked. Passenger oxygen panel is checked. ELT is armed, but it's not simulated, so we'll say it's armed. Landing gear lever is down. Checked. Start stop selectors are and stop, that's checked. Speed brake lever is closed, that's checked. Flap lever is closed and verified, that's checked. Rat deploy is stowed, that's checked. Circuit breakers are checked. Pre-flight checklist, pressurization panel is set. Oxygen masks checked. That is checked. Flight instruments have been checked on both sides. 29904, 29904, that's checked. Thrust levers are checked and an idle. Park brake is on. Indeed, it is on, and ICARS is set. Pre-flight checklist is done. Before start checklist, trim panel is set to 4. MCDU is checked. Programmed everything. Fuel quantity is 9,150 pounds. Okay. Taxi and takeoff breathing taxi and takeoff briefing done. So the takeoff, pretty simple. We don't have a secondary flight plan available in such that it is not simulated in the FMS. Maybe version 3 will, but we would probably put a return to 23 right in the secondary flight plan in case of emergency after takeoff. And taxi briefing, quite simple. Well, we don't have any ATC, so we'll push back facing northeast onto Foxtrot. Foxtrot Tango 4 to Delta, and Delta shall take us to... It's hard to know. Bravo? So Delta becomes Bravo, does it? Oh no, that's Delta, so we're doing a Foxtrot Tango 4 Bravo all the way to 23 right. Okay, taxi and takeoff briefing is done. Before start checklist, doors and windows are closed. Transponder TARA is set. Flight deck door is locked. Checked passenger signs is on. We'll put the beacon light on. That is checked. Hydraulic pump 3A is on. We'll leave it off. We'll just use B for the flight, and steering is off. Before start checklist is complete, and we will call for the push on to Foxtrot.
Alright, Captain, got the directions. Let me know through the menu when you're ready. Great news, Captain, your tow's coming.
And we'll get rid of these ground objects here. Chocks actually don't do anything. Aircraft will roll if there's even the slightest of an incline. Maybe the new ground physics in the upcoming Explain Giggity update.
Alright, looks like the doors and hatches are closed and we're ready to connect.
Okay, important now here to put our throttle speeds to FMS and arm the auto throttle. There we go.
We got that winching strap and adapter hooked up. Go ahead and let go of the parking brake when you're ready for a push.
Raleigh-Durham traffic, Brickyard 5662 is pushing back onto Foxtrot. Nose will be facing a northeast Raleigh traffic. Okay. Park brake released.
Here comes the pushback. Light them up.
Runway heading is 234. Actually set that in the heading bug.
I would like to review some of the safety features of this Embraer 175.
Embraer. Like we got an aircraft on arrival here. But my radio's over here. 127.45. That is Raleigh-Durham, right? CTAF 127.450 indeed. Okay. Let's go ahead and start engine 1. Ignition alpha.
Just about done here. Go ahead and set your parking brake.
Park brake set.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Okay, good engine start. Engine 2. Ignition alpha. Take a look at the electrical page. APU is now servicing, interestingly, well actually it's not interesting, the APU is servicing True 2 and the Essential. And APU is actually off the bus now because we've got a good engine start on engine 2. Remove the gear pin and give us a signal on the right. Back to map mode.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the right. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
Go flaps 1. Alright, got the signal. Cheers, buddy. We're gonna do a flight control test. Pull up. Check. Pull down, check. Ailerons full left. Ailerons full right. Rudder full left. Rudder full right. Temperatures look good. After takeoff checklist.
Traffic November 876, Juliet Charlie is going to be 10 miles out, ILS 23 left, Raleigh-Durham.
Flap set, flight controls have been checked. ECAS is checked. Kill the APU. Dispatch clearance is, well, we just dispatched ourselves, so let's go and do this, folks. Raleigh-Durham traffic, Brickyard 5662, taxiing to runway 23 right via Foxtrot and Bravo, Raleigh-Durham. Taxi lights on. APU message shutting down.
Raleigh-Durham traffic number 876, Juliet Charlie is going to be 5 mile final 23 left, Raleigh-Durham.
$17.22. How was that on the timing, folks? Yeah, we're only 11 minutes late on the pushback. That's fine. Auto brake RTO. And before takeoff checklist, takeoff configuration.
Takeoff okay.
Is checked and okay. Brake temperatures are checked and good. Ambient temperature, very nice. And pressurization is checked. We are good to go. gonna take this Tango here. Take a look at the wind socks, folks. Wind socks. Wind socks. Wind shear. Wind shear.
Raleigh-Durham traffic number 876, Charlie Charlie is going to round 23 left. Raleigh-Durham.
He's doing a go around on 23 left. Wind shear. The annunciator lights and audio tests in the I believe it's the MD-11. Wind shear, wind shear, wind shear. It's amazing. It's amazing. Imagine that hitting you when you don't expect it. Bruh. Wild, bruh. Got a FedEx up there. Is that for real, or is that just, you know, planted? Right, I'm gonna test this here. I'm gonna turn this. Actually, I can't turn it off. The light's on. I think that's a. I think that FedEx is actually a real. Just make sure. Even New York Center. No, we don't have any ATC here. I think that's a VATSIM FedEx. We have to do takeoff performance here. We gotta show a medium experience here. Ay ay ay. That's what happens. This is what happens, guys. Wind's definitely coming off the right, so left aileron, right rudder, and there's the lightning. There's the windsock showing right crosswind. Time to get the weather on. Raleigh-Durham traffic, Brickyard 5662, lining up and departing 23 right. Raleigh-Durham traffic.
Raleigh-Durham traffic number 876, Charlie Charlie is going to be turning final for 23 left, about 5 miles out. Raleigh-Durham.
Okay, we are clear there. Clear there. Side lights, inspection light, get all the lights on. If you have them, use them. So 234. Okay. Toga. Takeoff thrust is set. Knots. V1 rotate.
Rotate V2.
Positive rate, gear up. Heading. Heading. Autopilot. Go direct to eager now.
Yeah, Roger. Traffic now 76 Charlie is going to be clear 23 left, Roger.
Nav mode. Flight level change. Vertical speed 2000. Direct to again. Activate. Go into the clouds. Keep on rising. This is where things get challenging here. Super bumpy. Flaps up. Climbing. feet. nastiness. Go for flight level 360. VNAV now. Don't need to hear that any longer. Standard barometric pressure set. Interesting now. bathroom break, folks. hitting our cruising altitude, and well, Raleigh-Durham ground is on. Speed is on throttle, but the throttle is back. Should be at 360. Change. Very interesting, guys. I think this is glitchiness. Wow. I think that's just glitchiness on behalf of X-Crafts. Speed is on elevator. Savannah. All right, folks, we're coming up on our top of descent, and I'm gonna go and check the map here for a second. So it looks like Orlando's cold and quiet. You can clear the Raleigh-Durham stuff. And we have Leopard at below 340 and above 300. So let's set it to 300. Set. In our descent checklist, auto brake, we can do auto brake low. We'll do our landing weights first, actually. .17 left. We got the winds, the weather, and .60 at 5. Visibility is good. Bottoms is at about 5,000. 28,294. Thunderstorms. East 39. We've got winds at 160. 160 at 5. Temperature is 28. Landing weight, fuel is at 5,300. We'll estimate about 4,000 left on the fuel. Zero fuel rate was that, so it's 65,700. Clock's 5, that looks good. Compute. Approach 131, VREF 126. We'll take that. Tops 5, and we will accept it. There. Top of descent. Drop down. It's that easy. And by the way, descent checklist complete. See if we're experiencing glitchiness here on the X-Crafts. On the Embraer, I mean. Yes, it looks like it has lost the flight path, folks. We've lost the flight path. Thinks we need to be higher. We'll do FL190. Flight level change. Recon is clear. Through the bottoms. 3,000 is the next constraint. We're going to go down here and we're going to delete the as assigned, the vectors, delete the first Banya, activate. We hit up 2994 on the barometer here. Set. And on the approach briefing, runway 17 left. In from Banya. Crossing Hervey at 4,000, intercepting glide slope at 1,500. Probably intercept higher than that. Try to switch over to VNAV path again. Up to some clouds. We do have that on auto. That's fine. Path. VNAV path is confirmed. We'll just confirm the landing runway. Yep, 17 left, confirmed. Course is 185, 110.9er. 5. That's all set up. Missed approach procedure. Climb to 500, then make a left turn to 30,000. Okay, we shall continue to drop down to 10,000. Heading 100, outbound Orlando VOR, captured a 140 radial to Presque, which is 16.2 miles from the Orlando VOR, and do a right-hand hold. CTAF in Orlando. 124.3. Set. Down to 900,000. Down 7,000. Coming up on 10,000 feet. Landing lights will go on. Approach checklist. Passenger signs are on. Altimeters are set. Approach checklist complete. No traffic on the TCAS. Turn the weather radar off. We get the no approach error message on the FMS. We shall see. We're getting the term message, so that's a positive harbinger. And we'll switch over to the Orlando CTAF now, 24.3. Continue on down to 4,000. Make an announcement. Let's make sure the frequency 124.3 is definitely correct. Activate approach speed. Yes, we can do that. Orlando traffic, Brickyard 5662 is 9 miles from Hervey, and we'll be joining the localizer for 17 left, Orlando traffic. We're 5 miles from Hervey, we'll go flaps 1. Nice controlled initial approach. Speeds are good. Continue on down to 3,000.
Traffic United 2245 is on the 5-mile final runway 18 right, Orlando.
When we do land, we will be probably exiting on Foxtrot, and Foxtrot all the way in to hotel. Heading on down to 3,000. We will approach localizer. To increase my flight path angle. To capture that localizer. Lights up, I mean. Orlando traffic, Brickyard 5662, captured the localizer for the ILS runway 17 left. Orlando traffic. Let's go vertical speed here to capture that localizer. Go flaps 2. Down to 2,000. gear down a bit earlier than normal here. Orlando traffic, Brickyard 5662 is fully established on the ILS runway 17 left, Orlando. Lights on. Landing checklist. Landing gear down. Flaps. Almost set. Why did it kick me off the glide slope? That's
Autopilot.
We'll have to go visual here because this is just unbelievable X-Crafts. Unbelievable. Gonna go flaps 4. And flaps 5. Go around altitude 3000, that's set.
Orlando traffic, United 2245 has vacated runway 18 right at Bravo 7, Orlando.
Okay, aircraft feels pretty well trimmed out. Winds are more or less directly into my face.
$500. Approaching minimums. Minimums. 200. Minimums. One hundred. 50. 40.
Throttle.
30.
Throttle.
20. 10.
Auto brake.
Foxtrot. Orlando traffic, Brickyard 5662 vacated 17 left at Foxtrot Hotel to Airside 4, Orlando. Do 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 do. Lando traffic, Brickyard 5662, crossing 17 right at Foxtrot, Orlando. Clear there, clear there. Hotel 4 is the one we want. It's Hotel 5. Start to APU. On gate 73. Which is on wing 10. And it's the second from left. First, and there's the second. '71, there's 73. Oh, they marked it for us, okay. Ugh. This airport traffic is just absolutely asinine. I'll take that any day of the week. APU is running, pull up the electrical page. Yep. Engine's out.
Southwest 3049, taxiing 17 right via Hotel Orlando.
APU would have definitely kicked over here because that the APU is running right now. Is it going to bust back over? Oh, it finally bust. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. Laws of physics don't work that way, but that's okay. Okay, let 118 feet per minute, 122, which is Right around where we were looking for. We'll keep that one. That's a keeper. And
Orlando traffic Southwest 3049, taking off 17 right, Missoula 3, departure to the east. Orlando.
shan't need that any longer. Disconnect from
Attention all
VATSIM.
aircraft. Orlando International Information Lima. Current altimeter 29091.
Okay, let's take a look at it, eh? I'd say it looked quite pretty. I'd say it looked quite pretty. Good, that's good. My God. So, add this to our plane spotting gig here. So, do it like this. We're going to pretend we have a little spot here with the snakes over here. We're running this for actually going to terminate the should I? I'll record 2 of them. Do one like that. That's just make sure. There we go.